the ultimate goal of Buddhism is to liberate oneself from suffering. Yes, and when every time when the Buddha he teach somebody, it is normal for him that he will end with the teaching about noble eightfold path, to guide them how they can liberate themselves from suffering. Uh, there is a general way of how he teach people, but sometimes there might be different cases that he teach differently. Most of the time he will talk about the noble eightfold path, and you can see the noble eightfold path. There is some. I will talk about it briefly. Light will, light intention, light speech, light action, light livelihood, light effort, light mindfulness, and light concentration. Yeah, but might be too many for some people. This is the part. It means if we practice following this way, one day you will be able to free yourself from suffering. Yes. But if there are too many to remember, how should you do practice it? Uh, the master in the old time that they conclude. There was a master in the old time. They conclude the group. They categorize noble eightfold path into three groups. Which the the first one is sīla or ethical conduct. The second one, samadhi or mental discipline, and the last one, panya. The word here, panya, the strange word, it is Pali language, the spoken language in the Buddha time. Panya means wisdom. So basically, the Buddha, he guides us to practice to practice our ethical conduct, our mental discipline, and our wisdom. If we practice these three things, we will be able to free ourselves from suffering. This is his teaching uh, for it is like his basic step, but normally there is kind of practice step for people who already understand the truth of life somehow at some level. For example, who start to see suffering in their life, so they start to be able to detach themselves from the cause of suffering at some level. But for normal people, like lay people, for secular people, yeah, the Buddha himself, he would like to step back a bit. If you look at it closely, sīla or precepts, ethical conduct, we start from our action, and mental discipline is maybe something like maybe meditation or mindfulness practice. Then we start from our action to practice our mind. Then it will lead to wisdom. So we start to develop how we understand things, how we see the world. Yes. This is the three basic steps. But start from action and get into our mind and wisdom. But for lay people, yeah, the Buddha himself want to step back a bit, because in uh, in general, for people in daily life, we you have for normal people, we have to gather many things, objects, to find food, to find shelter, to find many objects in life to make them staying alive. So it which this this action leads to materialistic material obsession. So the Buddha, uh, he want lay people to start with the practice of dana to step back a bit. Uh, I just told you that the noble eightfold path, we start from sīla. or ethical conduct. But when we step back a bit, the dana, which means the practice of generous living, or giving. So to put it simply, giving, sharing things to other people. This is the back practice of dana. And then the second step will be sīla, and the final step is bhavana. Bhavana, which include mental development and also wisdom in bhavana. So it's still 3 steps, but it has been categorized in different ways, starting with dana. And we practice dana to be able to let go of material obsessions. Because in meditation, you have to let go of everything in your mind, our thoughts, our worries, or your attachment to your body. So the first thing, if we still have attachment to objects, like some physical thing that we can see easily, we can let go of it easily. If we still attach to it, it will be difficult to detach from something that we cannot see. Our thoughts, we cannot see it. Our feeling, our negative emotions, we cannot see those things. Our misunderstanding, our wrong view, we cannot see it. So that's why for lay people, that in your life, you have to work a lot on finding material, finding objects. The first step for lay people, they need to practice with dana, giving something away. Don't attach to it. And for today, I would like to continue to the second step, sīla, to live an ethical life. Yes. And what is Buddhist ethics? Yeah. Sīla, many times we refer it as precepts, which precept for more people, there are 5 precepts. Precept can be discipline, ethical discipline, to control our behavior, not to do bad things. But if we talk about it, the meaning of the word sīla in Pali language, it can refer to normal. Sīla means normal. Normal means normality for human being. So it is what. So it's not about religion anymore. It's not about Buddhism. It's not about any religion before Buddhism. But sīla, or 5 precepts, is something that stay with human long before Buddhism was born in the Buddha time. And what are sīla? For example, to make you understand about it more clearly, I would like to start from the first sīla. When every living being, you, me, everybody, when we were born, first thing that we love, first thing that we care a lot is our life, our health. We don't want to get sick. We don't want to lose our life. Yeah. So if we think about it that way, for people who are normal, they should be able to understand that the other life, they also love their life. They also care about their life. They also love the life of someone they love. It's become the first precept. Yeah. So people who observe the first precept, they refrain from killing living beings, also harming other living beings, which in the law of karma, we believe, Buddhist people believe that destroying life, harming other people, killing other living beings, it will lead to unhealthy life or short life. This is the first precept. And after the first thing, after we start having our good health, we have our life, we can maintain our life. The next thing is we need something to nourish our life. to make us stay alive. For example, having food, having shelter is what I just talked about it, about objects. We need medicine. We need our clothes to protect us from coldness, from heat. Yes. So we need everybody. They try so very hard to find those things, and they care about those things for themselves so much. Nobody want to lose it. Nobody want to lose those things that they find themselves. This become the second precept, refraining from taking what is not given. Yeah. If we see it, if we care about what we find on our own or with what we own it, our possession, we should be able to see it as well that other people, they also care about it. Yes. And in terms of law of karma, we consider that stealing, it leads to property ruins or financial ruin. And because we destroying other people property, other people object, we take it. So as somehow we will lose our property, we will lose our financial situation. Even though no one take it from you, there might be a natural disaster to take it away. And this is the second precept. And after we have our life, we can stay alive by having food, having shelter. The next thing is that we want people around ourselves to stay with us. We don't want to lose our good relationships. So we don't want to lose love. That's why it's become the third precept, refraining from sexual misconduct. Yes. And in terms of law of karma, we consider destroying a family, a relationship, will lead to losing warm relationships. So there might be, if you see in your life, for some people, they don't have, it may be a sensitive topic, but some people, they don't have, they grew up with only father, only mother, or they may not have kind of warm family. Yeah. It also relates to destroying other family by breaking this precept. They may those people may commit sexual misconduct in the past. Yes. And what I talk about precept, it doesn't mean that if I talk about it and you reflect your life that you have committed, you ever broken any precept in the past, it doesn't mean that you have to feel bad about it. Yeah. I will conclude about it at the end of the session, how we do about it, how we deal what we have already done, what we already commit, we might be wrong in the past. And after we already have good relationship, we can maintain some good relationship with people around us. We don't want it to break by not only relationship by having them with you. We want them to be truthful to you as well. We want honesty. So it's become the fourth precept, refraining from false speech. And in terms of law of karma, destroying to commit a false speech, to break this precept, it's like destroying truth. Destroying truth will lead to losing memories. And why destroying truth lead to losing memory? Because every time when we lie about something, we have to make up new truth in our mind. We have to believe in it. And if anybody, they lie a lot, they create a lot of different kind of truth. Somehow it will affect their memory in the future. and also in the future life, in a way of the cycle of rebirth. There is the fourth precept, honesty. So for now, for anybody who can, if everyone on this planet, or maybe in the universe, if they can observe, if they can keep these precepts, no harming, no killing others, no taking what is not given, they don't commit sexual misconduct, and they also be honest to everybody, there we will not need a police or military force, because everybody can live in peace together. Just these four precepts, these are enough. Yes. And but why we need the five precepts, the fifth precepts? Because these four precepts, it seems enough, but it's not enough when anybody they break the last precept. After we have those everything I told you, the last thing is they want it to stay with them as long as it can. So, and what can break those things not to happen? It is when somebody lose consciousness. They are not mindful, they are careless about their action. So when some people they so it becomes the fifth precept to refrain from intoxicating drinks and drugs that lead to carelessness. Basically, to take alcohol or any kind of substances that make them lose consciousness. And in terms of law of karma, we consider destroying sanity will lead to mental disorder, because those people, they like to lose their mind, they will lose their mind. Yes. This is the last precept for lay people. And also observing five precepts, observing these precepts that I just told you, it's like providing safety to those people around you as well. Because when we commit we break any precepts, yeah, it's like something danger may happen to those around you at any time. If anybody cannot control their behavior, so it's also a way of giving. Yeah, the first, if go back a bit, yeah, the first step that I talk about how to practice to liberate oneself from suffering for lay people is dana, or giving. Giving is providing some objects to other people, but for precept is providing something more. It's like offering safety, which is something kind of more difficult than just providing objects, because if you provide objects to other people, because sometimes you have more than enough, you can give them easily. But to observe precept, we have to control our behavior, which sometimes we may lose ourselves from our bad temper or something that crowded our mind, that make us difficult to control our action. So now the second step, we provide something more to those around us. And like I told you that sīla mean normality for human being. So the quality of precepts in terms of law of karma is the quality that help us maintain humanity. Is the path to humanity, means that if anybody would like to continue being human, yes, we have to observe, to practice observing five precepts. Don't we try not to break any precepts from now on. It's not about the past. Just forget the past. Yes. If you have ever done something wrong, forget it, and try to observe five precepts from now. And sometimes some people may think, oh, I don't want to be human. My life is so suffering. I don't want to be human anymore. And how can be? I don't want to be human. I want to be maybe a bird. fish, maybe a cat that can be lazy all day. But they are still in the cycle of suffering. They cannot be free from it. We don't understand their mind. Actually, we don't know if they are happy or they are suffering on something. We don't know about it. For in Buddhist idea, yes, human being is only kind of living being on this planet that can free themselves from suffering. It's only one condition, because for those animals, it may be their short life, their lifespan, or maybe their intellect, that they have not enough understanding to see that, oh, there is it is suffering. There is a kind of a way to free themselves from suffering, and they have not enough ability to understand to that point. That's why we need humanity to free ourselves from suffering. And how about precepts and meditation? How observing precepts or Buddhist ethics can support our meditation? If you're looking back a bit, yes, there are three precepts that relate to three poisons that crowd our mind, or or defilements. Sometimes we refer it as defilements or mind poisons. The second precept, abstain, refraining from taking not is not given, related to greed, because we try not to take something from other people. We control from our behavior, and if we can do it more, we try to control our mind as well, not to want control our desire to have to take what belong to other people. And for the first precept, refraining from killing or harming other living beings, it also relate to hatred or anger. Try to control our emotion, not to harm other people somehow. And truthful speech, the fourth precept, not to lie, refraining from false speech, lead to delusion, because we try to stay truthful, not to deceive ourselves, our mind. So these three precepts also relate to mind poison somehow. Which these mind poisons, greed, hatred, and delusion, is something that sometimes when it comes to control our mind, it will make us doing bad thing, make us do bad thing, and also crowd our mind in meditation, make us difficult to purify the mind, to clean the mind. And another thing, the fifth precept, which kind of the most important one, and might be difficult for many people because of their culture, maybe uh, maybe because of their lifestyle, to avoiding taking alcohol or intoxicants, is something that is kind of opposite to meditation, kind of directly, because meditation is a way that we practice to have clear awareness, to see things clearly. But taking those alcohol is something that makes us lose awareness. And another thing that makes precept support our meditation is that when we are able to observe our precepts, it help us have less mental turbulence from guilt. We have no guilt from doing something wrong. We have no more anxiety from thinking about what we have done wrong too much. And we don't need to think about how to try to cover up something that we have done. We are free from it because we are good people. We have nothing to fear. And these are everything about 5 precepts. Oh, it's almost time to end. Actually, I want to continue a bit about something more. but I think there might be not enough time. So may I talk about it very briefly? And if I have some time in the future, I may explain about it more in detail. Other than 5 precepts, there is something more like a level beyond 5 precepts. We call it 8 precepts. It's precepts for a meditator. So if you want to, if you ever join any meditation retreat, they may ask you to follow some rule. For example, to eat less, you cannot eat dinner, or you cannot do something. It may be their rule, and they may explain you with some reason. But those rules are the precepts of meditators. And these precepts for meditator, we practice to cut out unnecessary things in our life. So we can consider what is what kind of action, what kind of objects there's a we there is necessary for there is necessity what we need and what we want. We can see them more clearly if we practice the 8 precepts. And these are some I will talk about it very briefly. The first, so for 8 precepts, there are 5 precepts that I already talked about it. And the 6 precepts is diet control, not to eat too much, just eat enough to maintain our life, to stay alive. So normally for meditators, many people, they will, if you don't work very hard, someday you have free day, or you have a chance to stay at a temple or meditation center, you can try practicing this precept to control how you eat. So sometimes we don't eat dinner, for example, or if you feel hungry, you cannot control. It's too difficult. Try to eat less, because every time we eat, we need power, we need energy to digest that food, which it will get us tired, and it will make us difficult to meditate because we are tired. And to the 7 precept, no beauty, no entertainment, to reduce enjoyment in our life. Yeah, because actually enjoyment is something is not necessary in our life. We don't need it to stay alive. And those enjoyment, it may seem to help you relieve suffering somehow, but at the same time, it can also cause fatigue to your mind. For example, if you have your weekend, for some of you may have weekend, some people may watch some maybe series or playing games in their whole weekends. They feel it's enjoyable. It helps them to free from their suffering from work life, but it also makes them tired. So it leads to another suffering. It doesn't break them from suffering. So to have some time to without makeup and no entertainment. And the final 8 piece, the last one, 8 precepts. To get just enough sleep, just enough rest. So for normally we don't sleep in in a bed that is too comfortable, very thick bed. We sleep in kind of a thin mat, or some bed that is not too comfortable, so that we don't get attached to the comfy of sleeping. There is some short, a brief of 8 precepts, and this is about sīla, living in ethical life. And to conclude, dana, last time I talked about dana is letting go of material obsessions. And for sīla is we do it to control our behaviors. Another way is to clean our actions, how we act. We act in a clean or in a good way. And we also practice precept to let go, to let unnecessary actions out of our life. And if we can do this, from giving is something starting from outside ourselves, from object, whatever around you. And the second step, precepts or sīla, now it's come to yourself. And the final step, the next step, dana, sīla, and bhavana is about mental development. Now it's get into your mind when you can practice yourself from outside yourself, then from your behavior, now it can get into your mind finally. So that will be the final step of the practice of lay people. So these are three trainings for lay people.